Welcome to another Ron podcast, the X-Men franchise. Now, as I mentioned in a previous podcast, it sounds like most, if not all, the characters from the first trilogy are returning for Days of Future Past. They go back in time to prevent some incident from happening. I imagine they interact with themselves, which is going to be kind of trippy, kind of weird. Weird, wild stuff. Now, we also have The Wolverine, which is coming out this July. And it's my understanding that this movie takes place right after the events of X-Men The Last Stand. Wolverine travels to Japan to train with a samurai warrior. It'll be nice that he's getting some fighting skills. I'm sorry, but he never put up much of a fight in the original trilogy. Oh, but who remembers that epic duel between Jean Grey and Wolverine at the end of The Last Stand? That was just epic. Yes, that was sarcasm. And then we have the 2009 flop, X-Men Origins Wolverine. I think it's a good movie. It's entertaining. I mean, it's not epic like X2, but it's still watchable. And that took place, of course, before the events of X-Men. And ended with not much closure. You know, we had Deadpool still alive, and then Wolverine and Gambit parted ways, and then all the kids got picked up from Xavier, who I guess couldn't wait for Gambit. You know, they just had to leave right away. Then there's a lot of talk about the continuity errors, which don't apply to the individual movies, but just the continuity overall. With Xavier walking. So in First Class, spoiler alert, he gets shot in the back at the end, and then he ends up in the wheelchair. We do see him in the wheelchair at the very end. Then in X-Men Wolverine, he's much older, and he's walking. So even though they did that digital age effect on Patrick Stewart, he's still much older. And in X-Men The Last Stand, at the beginning, they did a flashback. And again, Xavier's much older and he's walking. And then there's talk of a Deadpool movie starring Ryan Reynolds. I'm not sure when that's going to take place. It's going to be after the events of X-Men Origins Wolverine or before he got into the Weapon X program. Pretty confusing, all these timelines. So, Days of Future Past. How are they going to fit Wolverine into that movie? Because if they all go back in time to prevent an incident, is this going to be after he goes to Japan to train with a samurai warrior? Or before? But these are all great movies. First Class blew me away. Excellent movie. Saw it in theaters. And what a trip. Matthew Vaughn, not directing Days of Future Past. That's being directed by Bryan Singer, who directed the first two X-Men movies. So there's just, I know, it's like a big puzzle, but full of good stuff. Anyways, let me know what you think about the timeline. Does it really bother you about Xavier, you know, when he's walking, when he gets shot, all that stuff, you know, when you see him older and he's walking? And the Deadpool movie, sounds like you got the green light. Do you think that's a good idea? And if so, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool? Wade Wilson? Let me know what you think in the comments below or leave a video response. Thank you very much for listening, and have yourself a good day.